So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Okay, I'm not asking more than that. Just do those 4 things and I'll be so happy. I just want you guys to know that I did get some email in my content. Like, you can communicate to me through Dolapo content, DOLAPO content @gmail.com. I noticed that I received some emails today, and it's been since November, but they were in the spam, right? So if I haven't gotten back to you, it's probably because that email went to spam, and I'll reply this weekend. Yeah, so again, happy new month. We're in December, so today is December 2nd, 2022. Like, the time goes by so fast, right? I can't believe that we're just about to round up year 2022 and we're about to start a new year, right? And that is why what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be very important, right? And so for today, I'm going to be talking about coping with failure, like coping with failure. I was at my work few weeks ago, and I was just thinking and reflecting on my own personal failures, like failures, grade, school, plan, relationships, and work, right? Jobs, looking for job, and that feeling, when you feel like you are not hitting that milestone, you are not moving forward, you are not meeting all the goals that you take for yourself. Sometimes it can bring some feelings of failure, right? Like some negative feelings that you're failing, right? In some, or maybe multiple aspects of your life, right? So that's why I'm going to talk about it today. So failure is is not pleasant. It's not a pleasant feeling. It is unwanted experience. But I want you to know that it's a normal way of life, normal part of life, right? Normal part of life, and it is integral for success. Does that mean everybody have to fail to be successful? No, right? No. But it is very common for that to happen. So coping with failure. I want you guys to comment below under this video, and I want you to reflect, take a couple minutes, maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes or more, and kind of reflect on your life as an adult. Just take it back as an adult. When you were 18 years old and you were a full-grown adult, reflect on, like, in what areas have you failed? Is this single area? Is it multiple area? And then compare that to what you are right now. Compare that to what you are right now. Is it good? Is it bad? Can there be improvements? So reflect on that, and also can write something down if you like journaling. And if you're done, you can put it in the comment below. If you want to share with other people, that is fine. Just make sure that you take confidential information out of it. And if you don't want to share, that is totally fine as well. So failure can be very unpleasant and unwanted experience that can happen to individuals. It can happen to a family, right? And it can come in different form. It can be difficult. It can make our life difficult. It can bring about a lot of negative emotions to us, right? It comes in different forms and shapes. Maybe, for example, not achieving that grade that you needed to get into engineering, or needing that grade for you to get into a specific programs, or maybe you are not getting that job that you are looking to get, or you are unemployed and you've been staying home for a while, or maybe you are not successful for all the interviews that you've done. You were not being called and being offered a job. It can also be a relationship breakdown, or divorce, separation, right? Things not working out. Or maybe general setback. Yeah, for example, I'm going to give you an example. When COVID started, a lot of people lost their job. A lot of people lost their job, and when they switched to virtual like learning, a lot of people were learning how to navigate that new process. Many people will go through it, for a significant amount of time, right? So it is important for you to allow yourself to think about what you're feeling during that period. Reflect on how you're feeling. How are you feeling during that period of difficulty? What are the negative emotions that you having? It is also important for you to know that a fear of failure can also hold you back, right? If you're fearing trying something new, or you're scared that you're gonna fail, it can also set you back from trying opportunities. That you need those opportunities to succeed, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you examples of my own personal failure. Most of it is kind of like more related to kind of like career goals. So I went to school to be a nurse initially, and it didn't work out. So I was kicked out of nursing school after studying for 4 years, right? So initially I saw myself as a failure for a very long time. Then after I started to say, well, like, this is just a system problem. This is not my fault, right? Like, I wasn't like struggling academically. There's more to it. So that's why I'm asking you guys to also reflect on your own personal failure as well. What happened? Is it your fault? Do you need to be kind to yourself? Yeah. So I'm going to give you, what I've used that helped me with coping with my own failure. And I hope this help you. I feel like this is a very important topic as we end 2022, right? It's a very good topic as we finish this 2022, and you're thinking about yourself as a failure, or maybe you didn't achieve the goal that you plan to achieve, or maybe you are halfway to achieving it and you're having that sense of failure, like not finishing your stuff as planned. I want you to be kind to yourself, and it's okay. There's hope. So if there's hope, there's life. You've got this, so you can still do it in 2023. Do you write like a big plan that you want to get married, or have a baby, or buy a house, or change your car, and it didn't happen? It's okay. So the first tip I'm going to give is that you should give yourself permission to feel. Give yourself permission to feel that failure. So when we fail, we can experience a range of uncomfortable emotions. So shame, guilt, disappointment, frustration, worry, anger, sadness, embarrassment, and more, right? So these emotions can hurt, and also it can also impact your other activities of living. So it can affect your sleep or your appetites, and sometimes people want to escape those kind of negative feelings. They want to escape it. So allow yourself to feel that disappointment. Allow yourself to feel those uncomfortable emotions, because this can bring a short-term sense of relief, but it does not necessarily resolve the problem. It does not necessarily provide you a new job. It doesn't, feeling those negative emotions in the long term does not necessarily solve the problem. Yeah. So try to identify and name the emotions that you're feeling. If you are a person that likes to journal how you're feeling with every failure. How are you feeling? And allow yourself to feel it in a short term. The second one is practicing self-compassion, self-kindness. Be kind to yourself, not just other people, but also yourself as well. In terms of the word that you use to yourself, the word that you use to describe yourself, the word that you use to describe your experience, right? So self-compassion is an important step in taking care of yourself, self-care. So when you're coping with failure, right? When you acknowledge that you're experiencing something that is painful, make sure that you extend the same compassion you would give to other people to yourself. So for example, if somebody is experiencing failure, like, how would you respond to them? How will you help them to cope? What kind of words comes out of your mouth to them to relieve them of that pain that comes from the failure that they think they have, right? So that kind of self-compassion that you render to others when they are experiencing difficulty, negative emotion, grief, disappointment, to lift them up, make sure you use those kind of self-compassion for yourself. Use those kind of words, soothing words, positive self-talk. Use it for yourself. So what is self-compassion? What does it mean? It means being warm and caring and understanding yourself, putting a lot of perspective into the issue, into the failure, right? Instead of judging and criticizing yourself. So for example, let's say you are taking a long time to secure a job, right? So you may just tell yourself, well, I'm not going to get a job anyway, like I'm an immigrant, or I'm good for nothing. I only have high school. I don't have any Canadian experience, or I just finished social work program. I'm not marketable and stuff like that. Those are not kind words. Those are not kind words to yourself. So self-compassion just means, being warm to yourself despite feeling difficulties and having a lot of maybe different setback in your life. For example, it can be, I need to be kind to myself. I'm going to keep applying, right? My own time is going to come where I'm going to get that job. At some point, I am going to get married, even though this relationship didn't work. Or my own time will come where I'm going to achieve all my goals that I set for myself, right? So also being self-compassion also means when you're setting a deadline for yourself, just creating flexibility as well. Being flexible with the plan that you made for yourself, the goals that you made for yourself. For example, let's say you plan to get married at 20 years old. If it didn't happen, be flexible to get married maybe another year when you're 22 years old, or maybe when you're 24 years old. Because some things that happen in our lives, we don't really have control over it. We don't. There are some things that happen in our life that we don't have control over it. Racism, right? Chronic illness, right? Disability, right? We don't have control over it. Yeah. So self-compassion is very, very important as humans. So it is important for us to practice this, not just having compassion for other people, but also to practice it on ourselves when we face difficulties or negative emotions, or when we are filled with setback. So example or a way to practice self-compassion include asking yourself how you would treat a family member if they were in the same situation. How are you going to treat a family member if they are experiencing failure? Will you be able to treat yourself the same way? Yeah, in a warm way, with kindness, caring, attitude, and understanding, right? Yeah, so the next thing I think that really helped me, the third one, is reflect on the experience and adopt growth mindsets, right? Reflect on the experience, that thing that happened that you're having a feeling of, I'm a failure, right? Think about it. Is it your fault? What can you do better? What other things can you do if that doesn't work? Is the relationship toxic? Is there abuse, right? So if there's abuse, why do you necessarily have to call yourself a failure, right? If you want to leave, is it safe for you? Is it better to leave or to stay, right? And so that's maybe you reflecting on the incident or the events that have occurred, we give you a better perspective in terms of kindness to yourself. And so in doing that, maybe you probably not be hard on yourself so much. So when you reflecting on our failure, it can also be important to perceive it from a growth mindset. What did you learn from the incident? What did you learn from it? What did you take out? Because people always say, or is it like a proverb that sometimes our experience make us get better or make us grow, right? Yeah. So the fourth one is revisit your goals and create a plan for the future, a plan B, right? So in this, I'm going to give you an example of how I went to nursing school. Like I said before, I went to nursing school for 4 years and they said I should go and I should not come back. I was required to discontinue, and I'm going to share that story again in another video. And I packed up myself. I pick up like pieces of paper, I draw a tree, what else can I do with my life, right? And I picked up myself. I went back to school and I finished my social work degree in 18 months. And then I practiced for like another year or less than a year. And then I did my master's and finished my master's. And I'm working in a job in healthcare as well. So that is a good example of revisiting your goals, creating plan B, creating a plan for the future so that you can feel like you're moving. It doesn't have to be a nurse. I don't have to be a nurse to make income. I just want to make positive impact. I'm going to add the fifth one that I think really helped me. Talk to people that you really trust, have conversation with them about what you're going through, right? It's not people that are going to be making jest of you and they are going to turn it to give your information to blogger to share about your pain and your failures. So talk to people that you trust, and if that failure is giving you any kind of mental health concern, seek mental health services, okay? Talk to people about what you're going through, your failure. And because, when you're hurt and you get it out of your chest, there's tendency that it can make you feel better, right? You may also have a different perspective on life when you talk to somebody who may have experienced or have some sort of idea of what you're going through, right? So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for watching my video. Please continue to subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask in the comment below as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.